Hello everyone and welcome back to more Football Manager 2019 with me, Mr. Grand 2, and episode 67 of Monaco. And we're going to start on the finance screen because, as you can see, we've kind of got no money and I don't really know why. We've lost £51 million this season. Literally not a clue. It's not just the wage budget. I think a lot of it's got to be to do with the new stadium. It's got to be something to do with that. Really strange. 4 million in the bank balance at the moment. That's only because we've sold a few players. At the start of the transfer window, the board did actually take all of my remaining transfer budget and all of my remaining wage budget. We've since increased both of them through some sales, as said, but troubling times. We're still on to be fine with FFP and everything like that, but a little bit concerning since the owner has stopped putting in as much money as he used to, and he didn't really ever put in that much anyway. We'll keep track of this as the rest of the year goes on. So as you can see from the deck, we have gone quite far forwards since last time when we beat Borussia Dortmund and Marseille, and that was the start of an upturn of form that, continued with a couple of exceptions, which we'll get to in a second. And I think one of the main reasons for that has been one of the sales that we have talked about. It's been a long time coming, but it has finally happened. Alban Lafont has gone, and he's gone to AC Milan, rejoining his former colleague Adrian Rabiot as well. £27 million is what we got, which is kind of a little bit of a rip-off, but it is still a profit of £3 million on what we paid for him. And sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. Sometimes things work out for a while and then they don't, and this one falls into the latter category. I don't know, I don't really know what's happened. He's just sort of hit a brick wall and completely trailed off, and given the fact that he's already maxed out his potential, I don't really think he's going to really get any better. Attributes-wise, looks decent, but just he became a complete liability, and it was time for him to move on. So one of only two poor results since last time then was Lafont's final game at the club. We dropped him, of course, for the Marseille and Borussia Dortmund game for Predrag Rajkovic. And then I gave him another chance in the game against Le Havre. We played a rotated side. He got another chance to stake his claim for football, and he responded by having an absolutely dreadful performance. He was at fault for both goals, 100% at fault for the first goal. And it was a 2-2 draw, very, very disappointing. We had been leading twice, and as I said, he was the absolute main reason, if not the only reason, for the defeat in that one. And that was really kind of the final straw, and that was when I immediately transfer listed him, and he has now gone, which means, of course, we do need a new goalkeeper. Rajkovic has been playing quite a lot, and he's been playing pretty well. He's signed a new contract. He's going to stay here as our backup, but he's not going to be our first choice goalkeeper going forwards. That is going to be this guy. So our new signing, and the first regen that we have signed specifically to go straight into the starting lineup, Alexandre, great name, signed from Cruzeiro for the bargain price, I think, of £20 million, given how he's now valued. He looks really, really good. He's already as good as Lafont in terms of attributes, if not better in a lot of ways. Star rating, he's already better, and he's got potential of 5 stars, which Lafont never had. So really, really good. He's already played one senior game for Brazil at the age of just 21 years old, which is pretty crazy given the fact that they've got Ederson and Alisson in their squad. He's been away for a little bit because he's had some under-23s football with Brazil, but he's played a few games, got a few clean sheets already, and he's got over a 7 in every single game he's played, which hopefully bodes very, very well. As well as Lafont, then we do say goodbye to a couple of other players. Djibril Sidibe, the most high-profile, the longest-serving player at the club, one of the few that was here before we got here at the start of the save, and I think he's the last survivor of the side who in real life got to the Champions League semi-final, that fantastic young side that was completely decimated. Obviously in real life he has moved to Everton, albeit only on loan, but we kept him around for a long time, and attributes wise he still looks really, really good, but he just, again, like Lafont, just hit an absolute brick wall, and we've sold him for I think about £6.25 million, if I remember correctly. Where are we? Yes, 8.5 million, more than I thought, to Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, and that's well above his valuation. So yeah, we kind of got a pretty good deal there, and the fact they were the only team interested kind of tells you quite a lot about how much he has declined but we wish him well. The other player to depart on a permanent transfer is one of our relatively brighter prospects in terms of regens who came through our academy. Matthias Mejian has gone to Porto for £10 million plus a hefty sell-on fee. He's decent, but 4-star potential, and well, we have so many players in that role in midfield. On the right-hand side in the deep line playmaker slot, kind of just didn't really need him anymore. And worthwhile cashing in on him when Porto came in with the bid. And if he does develop, and he's more likely to develop going out somewhere else, then we can always just buy him back at some point. So the full results since last time, as you can see, we are out of the Coupe de la Ligue, unfortunately. A 3-2 defeat to Dijon, very, very disappointing performance. We are, however, through in the Coupe de France, an 8-0 win in the 9th round, and then a 4-1 win against Clermont-Foot in the 10th round. More importantly, though, the big news, and it's the most recent thing that's happened, that's why I've started recording at this point, is that PSG are out of the Coupe de France. They have been knocked out by Marseille in the 10th round, which means we cannot possibly lose in the final to them. We'll probably lose in the final to someone else, but at least it won't be them. Otherwise, save for that draw with Le Havre, a full card of wins in the league, massively improved form. We'll have a look at the table in a minute, but it makes for far better reading. A 2-0 win against Cannes, a 2-0 win also against Bordeaux, a 5-0 trashing of Lorient, a 1-0 win against our local rivals Nice, 2-1 against Dijon, getting some revenge against them after the cup defeat, and a 4-0 win against Nantes, and then most recently in the league, a 6-0 triumph against Lille. They have been playing a full-strength side in most of those games just to sort of ensure we do a bit better, and they were quite spread out, so we didn't really need to worry. And we've done very, very well. A lot of players getting on the score sheet, and one major difference to the squad, as well as our sort of improved goalkeeper situation actually, is that I have put Sandro Tonali in the deep line playmaker role ahead of either Valmir or Yuri Tielemans. Kind of a forgotten man, really. But he's actually done pretty well since coming into the side, and is probably going to continue in there going forwards. And the last piece of news is that we did reject a pretty massive bid from Liverpool for Basile Allard. He said he wanted to go, but he didn't actually get upset that he wasn't allowed to go, which is a bit weird. Although Robert Skov got upset that we didn't sell him, which again is very strange considering he's like my most loyal player. But anyway, I persuaded him to calm down, and it seems to be okay. But it was a pretty big bid from Liverpool, I think rising to 64 million in the end, which I think really kind of shows you we should be playing him. So he's going to be slowly integrated into the first team and will potentially spell the end for Keita Balde, but we'll have to wait and see about that. So, following all those results, then the league table makes for far more encouraging reading. I mean, not that encouraging. PSG do still have a game in hand and are already 6 points ahead of us, so potentially 9 points ahead of us. But, I mean, at one stage it was about 15 points, so we have made up a bit of a deficit, and we are now pretty clear of the rest of the field, save for Lyon, who we are going to play in the first game today. But far better, far healthier picture going into this episode. So as said, we are going to be playing Lyon first of all, and then the next match will be the first leg of our Champions League knockout round match against an old rival of ours in the European sphere, Benfica. Hopefully 2 good results, continuing our excellent recent form and setting us up nicely for the rest of the season. So the team for the game against Lyon has a bit of a new look feel to it in a lot of areas. Alexandre, of course, in goal, already a 7.37, absolutely fantastic. Mendy, Martinez, De Ligt and Henriks functioning very, very well at the back. Balde's going to come in on the left because Lozano is suspended for this one, although he has been playing recently. And Allard is going to be on the bench. Kessie and Tonali is going to be in midfield with Skov on the right-hand side. And Maria is going to come into attacking midfield because Awar, who's been playing pretty well, he's got a bit of an injury as well. Danny Olmo has been pretty disappointing of late. Patrick Schick, though, has been excellent, and he is going to continue up front. Well, that was absolutely thrilling. Literally nothing happened in the entire first half. 0-0. It was disappointing. Go out there and do something, please. Finally, a highlight for us. A throw-in from Henriks in the box, and some sort of kerfuffle. We've got a penalty. Pietro Pellegrini is going to take it on as a substitute for Schick, who's got a bit of an injury, and Pellegrini sends the goalkeeper the wrong way and puts it in for what is only his 4th of the season. Schick's been in such good form, he's not really had much of a look in, unfortunately. But, I think, I don't know, we've got so many good strikers. We're certainly blessed in that area, but he's not unhappy, so that's fine. And he signed a new contract, of course, so Lyon looking for an equaliser, and already, considerably more highlights in this second half than the entirety of the first, probably inevitable. Bertrand Traoré on the right hand side cuts inside, goes for a mazy run, finds Depay, And Toljan feeds Depay, who puts it over the bar once again. Ball at the top for Mitrovic, and Alexandre with a massive save to keep the scores at 1-1. Just 3 minutes left. Corner comes in, and the ball is going all over the place, but Martinez is able to clear it, and we're just about staying level in this one. Injury time now ticking away, and we look to be heading for a very, very, very important win. Maybe I spoke too soon. One highlight more for Lyon, but Alexandre rises highest and collects the ball very, very competently. Some pretty ridiculous pressure from Depay there, and he's been forced to give it away. It's found Mitrovic, and what was I saying about having a really good goalkeeper now? To be fair, that wasn't really his fault. I don't know what Depay is doing. I'm not entirely sure it's within the rules of the game, but a poor goal kick, and Alexander Mitrovic is able to equalise for Lyon, and there's no time left for us to score a winner. So yeah, that was disappointing. That was very disappointing. There is one final highlight. I don't think it's going to come to anything though. Skov, just decides to waste it. And what was a very important and necessary win is now only a draw, which isn't a disaster, at least in terms of keeping Lyon at bay, but is a disaster in terms of catching up PSG. We cannot afford to be dropping points. That wasn't good enough. That was not good enough. Very, very disappointing. Once again, just as we were looking really good, but I'll see you in a few days' time for the Champions League game against Benfica. Still not quite over that late Lyon equaliser. It just doesn't seem right to me at all, but there we go. Team for the game against Benfica is a little different. Pellegrini comes in for Schick, who is going to be injured for a couple of weeks following the injury he got in the previous match, and then Lozano is still suspended, so I'm going to bring in Allard in place of Balde, and I've just seen he is actually unhappy that I blocked his move to Liverpool, but he never told me, so I had no way of persuading him. I really, this game is very irritating sometimes, and that is clearly one of those occasions. And we do take the lead pretty early on, and it's Basile Allard, the man unhappy that I blocked his move. Well, he was pretty happy there. Corner in from Robert Skov. Didn't really talk about it because corners never go anywhere, but a fantastic header from Allard. Flicks it right over the top of the goalkeeper, and we've got the lead pretty early on here. Can we get ourselves a second and get a real hold on this tie? Mendy flips the ball in, comes down to Henriks, and playing some passes with Skov, flicks the ball in, and Allard's there for his second, and well, he's not going to go anywhere on this kind of form. Absolutely fantastic. He is tied down to a pretty lengthy contract, so I don't think we have to really worry about that. And if I keep playing him, then he's likely to cease any sort of unhappiness. But it's got his second, really bursting onto the scene here. Absolutely fantastic performance from the young man so far. Chance though for Benfica to come back in. It's been cleared though, and Kessie feeds the ball to Pellegrini. Allard's on a hat-trick now, don't forget. Pellegrini needs some support. He finds it from Mendy, goes for the shot, and it's wild in the end from the left-back. Playing the ball out from the back, Skov flips it in, down to Henriks once again. Kessie's going to go for the shot. No, Allard's going to go for the shot, and he's got his hat-trick. He has managed to get his hat-trick, and it's a perfect hat-trick. It's a perfect hat-trick, left foot, right foot, and header. What a performance. He has played a few times last season and this. He's got a few assists. He's got the odd goal here or there, but wow, talk about bursting onto the scene. This is a real moment for him, a real João Felix moment, perhaps, from the lad. We are well in control of this tie, and, I know who's going to be starting in the next game as well. Well, absolutely fantastic performance, particularly from the young lad, Allard. Hopefully this is the making of him rather than just a one-off fluke thing, but brilliant. Let's keep it up in the second half. Benfica looking for an away goal to counter, but Alexandre is there to deny Andre Horta keep the clean sheet so far. This would be an absolutely fantastic scoreline to take back to Portugal. Still not over yet though. Benfica looking for something back in this game. Teixeira's in. Alexandre once again blocks. Ball comes out to Robert Skov. Flicks it back in. He tries to. He's stopped by Aaron Martin, but we have it back again. And a bit of an end-to-end highlight, but looks to be coming back to us. That can all be cut. Playing it out from the back, Martinez looking for a ball forwards. He finds Tonali, and Kessie sprays it out to Allard. Needs an assist, really, to have the absolute perfect game. Finds Skov on the right-hand side, and Skov goes for the shot and puts it in. And wouldn't you know it, Allard has got himself an assist. A perfect hat-trick and an assist. What more can you ask for? What a ball that is out to Skov. And then the Dane needs no invitation to cut inside and shoot. past the hapless goalkeeper. I mean, he's already on the ground before the shot even came in. Very poor goalkeeping from Svila, you have to say. But an excellent performance from us. Simply scintillating. Free kick from Benfica and a chance for them to get a goal back. And they nearly do. Valencia putting it just wide. Well, 20 minutes to go. Allard's going to come off so he can get himself a standing ovation. He was looking a little bit unfit. I think we're going to have to take him out of the reserve team. He's been playing for them to maintain his match sharpness. He's not going to need that. He's going to be going straight into the starting lineup for the next game. And Benfica have unfortunately got a goal back. Haris Seferovic, who feels like he's been around forever, getting his 9th goal of the season. Very poor defending at that corner, you have to say. 2 of our centre-backs just sort of standing there. Not great reactions. And well, that rather spoils what's been a fantastic first leg performance. Still not over just yet. We'll bring on Gabels for Pellegrini. And if we can get ourselves a 5th goal, then that would make it absolutely safe. 4-0 was perfect. 4-1 is, not bad, but it's still a slight, tiny chance for Benfica to get back in the game. Another goal would absolutely seal it. Or another goal for them would make it far more dangerous. And it is another goal for them. Seferovic, and again, our defence being cut to pieces. I've taken off Martinez. He had a bit of a knock. But Enner Valencia, how old must he be at this point? With the assist. And yeah, what was a perfect game has become pretty poor, you have to say. I'm going to be telling off the defence after this one. Not good enough. If we can get another goal, that would be most welcome. 4-2, obviously, you'd have to back us to be the favourites to go through, but just sloppy. I mean, we were in complete domination. We gifted them 2 away goals for absolutely no reason. Skov puts the ball in, though, to make it 5 and make it far more assured. Lovely weighted pass from Keita Balde. Skov gets his 2nd of the game. I mean, really, this should be 5-0, 5-1 at most. 2 away goals conceded is sloppy, but we have got enough of an advantage, really, that we should be able to see this through. Dreadful goalkeeping from Svila, you have to say. Absolutely disgraceful. If I was the Benfica manager, I would not be impressed with that at all. And a chance for another goal back for Benfica. Alexandre just about stops it. Not the most convincing. When is this game going to end, by the way? When is this game going to end? Mendy, is he going to get sent off there? That would be disastrous. Hopefully just a booking. If anything, he is just being booked. Why this game is still continuing, I don't know. If they get another goal back, I'll be very annoyed. It doesn't look like they're going to. Thank you very much. Far too much injury time there. But a 5-2 win. Very, very dramatic. Needlessly dramatic. But a brilliant performance from most of our players. Allard especially very, very good. I think Mamana, when he came on, lost the sort of stability of the defence. Unfortunately, and that hopefully will not prove too costly. The goal at the end from Skov, I think, has pretty much made it safe. And we should be going through, theoretically, to the Champions League quarterfinals if we can keep that up in the 2nd leg. Am I the only one that thinks that it's incredibly, monumentally stupid that you can't talk to a player when they're upset with you? Like, what? I mean, I guess it might happen at some point, but if you stop a player from leaving the club, they're not just going to not talk to you. They're not literally children. They're not literally children. I mean, I know some footballers are very childish, but they're not literally children. I mean, how ridiculous. I should be able to give him some praise. Anyway, his contract's got 4 years on it. I'm not even going to offer him a new one. We've not got anything to worry about with that one. He will get over it. Liverpool, as I said, do want him, but he'll get over it, especially if he's playing more first-team football, and will be staying with us. But that is going to be the end of the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Pretty successful episode overall. Well, I say that. Very disappointing end to the game against Lyon, just completely chucking away 3 points. But a good performance against Benfica, and that will be the focus next time then. We'll play the 2nd leg against Benfica, which should hopefully be pretty straightforward. And then we're going to play Toulouse, who are in 5th place this year, going pretty well. Hopefully we'll have some wins in the meantime to try and keep up the pressure on PSG. It's not looking as impossible as it was, but it is still pretty unlikely that we are going to retain the league. But thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next episode. And I will see you next time.